How do you handle failure? Is it ever something that you worry about? Do you ever think about things that could go wrong and things that could hold you up from accomplishing the goal you're trying to hit? That's what we're going to be talking about today on the Introvert Experience. What's up, everybody? This is T. Lee, aka the Introvert Leader. Welcome to the Introvert Experience. And I want to talk a little bit today about the fear of failure. And one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this is because I've been experiencing some of that. I'm just going to be honest here recently with different things that I'm thinking about doing, different things that I'm pursuing. And so I started thinking about just overall, what is it that causes us to fear failure? What is it that causes us to think about what could go wrong as opposed to thinking about what could go right? And I started thinking about how I know that a lot of fellow introverts with our introspective nature, and I talk about this all the time, where we can overthink situations, and I give, tips on how to get through some of that and how to combat some of that. But at the end of the day, our view on failure is really what matters. I think the way we view failure is what matters. So it's been a very pivotal year for me. There's a lot of things that I've been doing here that I've just been kind of doing for a while. And I really am finding myself in my career and with my Introvert Leader brand and with my writing, and everything is just kind of at a crossroads right now. I feel like I'm in a season of trying new things. I'm in a season of letting go of a lot of just the way that I've been doing things for years. And it's been exciting, but it's also been making me very anxious. It's been making me very anxious because we can get very comfortable, right? And I talked about this on a recent episode, just our comfort zones and having the just courage to step outside of where we find comfort and what we find to be comfortable. And so with everything from my writing, from transitioning into being just a nonfiction self-help author, into going into telling fictional stories that involve introverted characters as the protagonists, going from doing virtual speaking engagements to where now I'm pursuing live speaking engagements where I'll be speaking in front of crowds and speaking in front of groups and really pursuing that heavily. Going to more live events and doing more live networking where, I'm a true introvert. So for me, like networking and meeting people online, that's been great over the past few years. But I've realized that I need to get in the mix more. I need to physically meet people face to face. I need to form connections. I need to make bonds with people, and starting to do more of that. There are a lot of things that I'm just really stepping out of the box that I've been in. With my career, I've been in my career and I've been working on the same team for a while, and I love working on the team that I work on. We're able to do some amazing things and they're great people. But there are other things that I'm considering. And so when all of those things happen, and with all of that at the same time, it just feels like, man, there's a lot that could go wrong. That's what it feels like, right? And I don't know if you may be the same way, where you may be going through some transitional periods, or you may be just thinking about doing something different. But it's hard to even think about sometimes, because you can begin to think about what could go wrong. You can begin to think about, well, what if I fail? What if this doesn't go the way that I expect it to go? I can tell you that my experience in life has mostly been that things are not going to go the way we expect them to go anyway. I'm going to be honest. That's just something that I've dealt with. In a moment of transparency, I have a certain way that I expected my first book launch to go with Quiet Voice, Fearless Leader, and it went completely different from how I thought. I didn't really know what was going to happen. I didn't have any expectations for how many books I was going to sell or anything like that. And it just completely blew away my expectations, became a bestseller, and it was this huge thing. I mean, I still sell copies of the book every day to this day, and it's been over 3 years. And with my recent book, The Calm Effect, I had certain plans for me doing direct selling for the first time, where I'm not just selling on the Amazon platform, but now I'm selling directly to readers, and I've been doing that. And I had a way I thought it was going to go, and it hasn't exactly gone that way. And I've been having to learn a lot, and I've been having to take lumps, and I've been having to just understand how to be a direct seller to my readers. And it has not gone the way I planned. But I've learned so much from it. I've learned so much, and all the people that have been getting the book and providing great feedback and leaving reviews and everything, it's been awesome. So it's been worth it. But it hasn't been easy. I'm just going to be honest with you all. It has not been easy because selling direct versus selling on an online platform where there are millions of readers, it's a different skill set, right? So I've had to learn through that. And so, have you ever done something where you didn't know what was going to happen? Have you ever done something where you just had no idea what was going to happen? You had a plan. You might have had something written out. You might have had a thought of, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to do X, Y, Z. And then when this happens, this other thing is going to happen. And then this other thing is going to happen. And that was kind of your plan, right? Have you ever done that? If you've done that, then I can tell you that the majority of times when we lay things out that way, it is not going to plan out or not going to play out the way we laid it out anyway, right? And so when I began to think about failure in a very strange way, that's what actually gives me peace. It gives me peace because I know that with all the planning I can try to do, and with all of the crossing every T, dotting every I, doing preparation, doing checks, practicing my pitch before I, speak to somebody about my product or my business, and practicing the way that my talk is going to go before I talk in front of a crowd, whatever it is that I'm doing. With all of those things I can do, which by the way are not bad things to do, but rarely are things going to play out exactly the way I expected. And the thing about it is, that's okay. That's okay. See, when we want things to play out the exact way we plan it out, then when it doesn't happen, you know what happens? We get discouraged. We get upset. We get frustrated. We might blame ourselves. We might self-sabotage. There are so many things that can happen. So a better approach is to just let things be. We focus on doing the best that we can because we can control that. We focus on being the best people that we can. I'm going to be the best me that I can. I can control that. What I can't control are any external or outside factors, right? So at the end of the day, if failure is going to happen, then guess what? At least I tried.
How do introverts lead in an extroverted world? A world where the loudest voices and the most social people seem to thrive. Well, there's a secret that any introvert can turn into a superpower. That secret is calmness. To learn how to transform your leadership as an introvert, download the Calm Effect today.
Like with these fiction books, I'm really trying to allow my mind to go into a creative space. I don't want to think about book sales. I don't want to think about bestseller lists. I don't want to think about anything like that. I just want to be that 9-year-old kid again that used to love to write. That's what I want to be. And in my process of writing here recently, I've been feeling that coming back. And it's been fun. It's been fun, and I don't know how I'm going to do as a fiction writer, but it's okay. And I'm not going to fear the failure. I'm not going to let that stop me. So I don't want you to let any thoughts of failure, any worries, any anxieties to stop you. I want you to pursue whatever it is you have to pursue. Because at the end of the day, you're going to learn either way. You're going to try something new and you're going to learn. Or you're not going to try it and you may look up a year down the line and you're going to have regret. Or 2 years down the line and you're going to have regret. Or 10 years, you're going to look back and say, man, 10 years ago, I should have tried that thing, right? So there's no point in allowing failure to stop us. Let's go for what we want to do. Because at the end of the day, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So I would encourage you to push through any fears, push through what you might be feeling, and go for what you're trying to do. All right? So that said, I hope that everyone enjoyed the episode. And at some point here, I will be probably looking for some ARC readers. I'll be looking for some advanced readers, just like I did with the Calm Effect. Some people to read some of my first fiction books as I'm developing them. I would love to have you, if you're listening, as an ARC reader on my team, because I really want to paint the introvert experience in a different light through my writing. I want people to get to see the side of introverted characters, and I've got some pretty cool concepts for some of these stories, so I'm looking forward to it. And if you're interested in being an ARC reader, then I will definitely be sending some information out soon, as I'm beginning to develop the books and writing them, and I would love to hear your feedback on those. All right, so with that said, I hope everyone has an amazing week, and as always, remember, there's only one you and there's only one life, so make it count. God bless.